In a quiet African village surrounded by tall palm trees and the distant echo of talking drums lived a girl named Ada. She was bright, charming, and beautiful, but terribly lazy. Each morning when the sun rose and stretched its light across the village, every woman, man, and child began their daily tasks. But Ada moved only when she wished to, and even then, only as slowly as the breeze on a sleepy afternoon. While others fetched water, swept their compounds, tended to the goats, or prepared food, Ada sat beneath the udala tree, humming to herself and watching clouds drift across the sky. She believed life should be easy, and work was for others. Her mother grew tired of begging and warning her. One morning, frustrated beyond measure, she scolded her loudly. "Ada, a hand that refuses to work will one day beg," she shouted. Ada only rolled her eyes, sighed deeply, and walked away muttering about how no one understood her desire for a simpler life. To escape her mother's anger and the village chores, Ada wandered into the forest. The trees stood tall like ancient guardians, their branches whispering secrets in the wind. As she walked deeper, she noticed a faint glow ahead. Curiosity pulled her closer, and she found an old woman sitting calmly on a fallen log. Her hair shone silver like moonlight, and her wrapper was woven from palm leaves. Her presence was gentle but powerful. The old woman looked up at Ada with eyes full of knowing. "Child, why do you roam the forest alone with such heaviness in your heart?" she asked. Ada confessed without shame that she hated working and wished life required no effort at all. Instead of scolding her, the old woman nodded thoughtfully and reached into a woven basket. From it, she brought out a clay pot marked with ancient red symbols. She handed the pot to Ada and said softly, "This is a magic pot. When you place it on the fire and speak your wish, it will cook any food your heart desires. Jollof rice, pounded yam, stew rich with meat, anything. But listen carefully. You must never open the pot while it cooks. If you do, trouble will surely come." Ada could hardly contain her excitement. She thanked the old woman and rushed home with her new treasure. Once inside her mother's kitchen, she placed the pot on the fire and whispered her first command, "Magic pot, cook me jollof rice." Instantly the pot began to hum softly. A warm glow rippled across its surface. Within moments, a delicious aroma filled the compound. When Ada lifted the pot, it was overflowing with perfect steaming jollof rice. Word spread quickly. The villagers gathered to see the miracle. Ada, once known as the laziest girl in the entire village, suddenly became the center of admiration. People praised her cooking. They admired her magical skills. Ada bathed in the attention, enjoying every compliment, every curious glance. The more praise she received, the less she felt any desire to work with her own hands. But with admiration came greed. Soon Ada wanted more food, more fame, more magic. She began to use the pot every day. She commanded it to cook stew with plenty of meat, yam pottage, spicy pepper soup, anything her stomach and ego desired, and each time the pot obeyed. Yet with each new miracle, Ada's impatience grew. She wondered what kind of magic lived inside the pot. She wondered how it worked, what happened inside it, what secrets it kept. And one afternoon, driven by curiosity, pride, and the belief that she now controlled the magic, Ada whispered, "Just a little peek. What harm could it do?" She lifted the lid. In that single moment, everything changed. The pot shook violently as if awakened in anger. Steam burst out like a roaring storm. Food exploded upward. Stew, meat, rice, yam, rushing out in rivers. The kitchen filled instantly. The compound flooded. Food poured into the village path. Children screamed and ran. Women shouted. Men stumbled as mountains of hot food swept through the village like a hungry wave. Ada watched in horror, realizing too late the weight of the old woman's warning. Panicking, she ran back into the forest, crying for help. She found the old woman sitting where she had first appeared, calm and still as the wind. Ada fell to her knees and begged, sobbing, "Please help me. I opened the pot. I didn't listen. Everything is ruined." The old woman sighed gently. "Magic is powerful," she said, "but it is not a toy. It demands discipline, patience, and respect. When these are missing, destruction follows." Yet her heart softened when she looked at Ada. She reached into her basket again and handed Ada a carved wooden spoon. "Go back," she said. "Strike the pot once. Only then will the chaos end." Ada ran home as fast as her feet could carry her. The village was still drowning in food. Rice and stew poured like rivers. People climbed onto rooftops to escape the flood. Determined, Ada pushed her way through the mess, reached the pot, raised the wooden spoon, and struck it hard. In an instant, silence fell. The food vanished. The pot cracked open down the middle, its magic gone forever. The villagers stared at Ada, not with anger, but with disappointment. She felt a heavy ache in her heart, seeing what her selfishness and impatience had caused. But instead of running, Ada bowed her head, rolled up her sleeves, and began to clean the village. For the first time in her life, she worked with her own hands. She apologized to everyone she had wronged, and slowly the village forgave her. From that day on, Ada changed. She woke early, helped her mother, fetched water, cooked real meals, cleaned the compound, and learned the beauty of responsibility. The villagers soon admired her, not for magic or shortcuts, but for effort, growth, and sincerity. She discovered that the greatest magic was not in a pot, but in a disciplined, willing heart. And so Ada learned that shortcuts may shine brightly at first, but they often lead to trouble. True strength comes from patience, responsibility, and the courage to grow. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling us which African folktale you'd love to hear next. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next story.